Hello, friends. Good day. I'm still your friend Emmanuel. There are this I want to briefly share with you, and I know it's very important, and that is why I plead for your time. We are meant to understand that if someone is not informed, the person will be deformed, and as a result of this fact, I thought it's very, very wise to share this information with you because I know it's very, very important, most especially to the youngsters. And I would love to start by saying that life is a race. The life we're living is a race, and it has a principle. Life being a race, having a principle, everything pertaining to it has a principle. So before further on, what is even a principle, and what is a race, and what are principles? Race is a progressive movement towards a goal, or you can say it is a journey. And then what are principles? Principles are laid and calculated and rational ideas, procedures, and concepts that must be followed to hit a target. In other words, we can say that they are fundamental and logically accepted prepositions that serve as rudiments. They serve as rudiments and basis for the achievement of our pursuit. That's just a brief definition of what principles are. So now, as I said earlier, they are what life is a race and it has a principle. Yeah, and I would love to give you an illustration of what a principle is. Just like assuming you are asked not eat food for, let me say, 2 months. When I say food, when I say food, water is inclusive. Assuming you are asked not to eat for a good 2 months, let's be realistic. Would life still be in you? No. That is, from this illustration, for life to still be in you, you must eat food. That from this illustration, we are made to understand that principles are indispensable pertaining to its endeavor. Yeah, principle is indispensable pertaining to its endeavor. The fact I'm trying to establish that principles are those things we must follow to put things in order, to put things in existence. Yeah, I just want you to understand what principle is. They are what indispensable. So now, and I say things pertaining to life has a principle because life itself has a principle. It can't continue being existent. Life can't be in you if you don't eat food. That's just an illustration of what a principle is. So now, what are your pursuits in life? What do you want to become in life? Do you want to become a business owner? A professor? What is your pursuit? From the illustration, we know how indispensable a principle is. So now, the fact I'm trying to establish is that in any pursuit you are in life, you must follow the principle pertaining to that to achieve that. Yeah, maybe you may ask that why is it that most people have not achieved their goals in life, or why is that most people are failure? People fail in life does not mean that principles doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean a principle doesn't exist. The truth is that principles will only give us the right result in life if we're followed. That is, a well-followed principle will give you the right result in life. Yeah, principles exist, and they still exist, and they are still very, very effectual. You understand? So now, some people fail in life not because principles don't exist. Some people fail in life just because they have no access to the principle pertaining to their endeavor. Some people fail in life because they have seen the principle, they have heard of the principles, but they have not followed the way to follow. For example, two persons may be in a particular endeavor in life, and the principles to that let me use a mechanical engineer as a pursuit. I just want to become a mechanical engineer, and then assuming two persons, let me use two persons now, they want to become a mechanical engineer, and they are into the course, and then they are following it. I'm trying to establish the fact that the person that is following it wholeheartedly will have a better result, and the other person will end up becoming a failure. Why? Because he's not following it wholeheartedly. So this person ending up as a failure doesn't mean that principle doesn't exist. No, they do. Principles exist. That is that the principle will work for us based on how we accept them. So principles are very, very what effectual. We must put principles in place to hit targets in our pursuits in life. Everything I'm saying now is for you to have a good understanding of what a principle is, how effectual they are, how indispensable they are. They are indispensable in the sense that you can do with them in your pursuit. That is what a brief explanation of what a principle is. So now, there is this concept I want to discuss. It is a concept, it is a virtue, and a principle as well. It pertains to life. It is a principle. So now, for life, for you to live life as expected of you, a life that is very, very what? Okay. There is this principle. I said what I define what principle is. I start by defining what principle is for you to understand how important, how vital it is. So my discussion is for everybody, but most especially to the youngsters, because they have a journey ahead. So for us to live a life expected of us as a youngster that is in the future, there are these principles we must follow. I just want to discuss one of it, and I termed it as contentment. You might have heard of the word contentment, but I just want to give it to you in another dimension. And I know it's very, very important if you can listen. That's why I plead for your time, most especially the youngsters. It was very, very important, most especially the youngsters. That is for us, it is a principle that we need to put in place to live a life, to live a good life in future, irrespective of our financial status. Contentment is a virtue and it's for everybody. But I'm channeling discussion to the youngsters. That's irrespective of your financial status, irrespective of whom you are, your position in life, we still need contentment because it is a virtue. It is indispensable for us to live a happy life in future. So contentment as a virtue, a principle, and a concept. We're going to discuss it in four subheadings. Now, what are the aspects I want us to discuss this contentment on? Now, what is contentment? That's the first heading. The first heading we're going to discuss in just four aspects. The first one, what is contentment? The second one, who is contented? The third one, why do we need to be contented? And then the fourth one, how do you know you are contented? And then, how do you become contented? So the first one is what is contentment? Contentment is it is a quality. It is a quality or a state of being happy and being satisfied with what you have. Please, let's put this in practice. Contentment is a virtue. That is a quality and a state of being happy, being okay, being satisfied with that which you have, that which you have strived for, and the outcome of your effort. That is being satisfied with it and being happy with it. That's just contentment. And then the second subheading is who is contented. A contented person has a quality. There are qualities that distinguish somebody who is contented and someone who is not contented. So now, who is contented? And what are the qualities of a contented person? Now, we talk about satisfaction. Satisfaction, this mark is a mark of a contented someone. Satisfaction is a kind of being okay with what you have. A contented person is someone who is satisfied with what he or she has. Is someone who is satisfied with the outcome of his honest effort. You put your effort in practice, you put your effort into an endeavor, you deploy your effort and the outcome, and you have seen the outcome. As a contented person, you'll be very, very okay of the outcome of your effort. When I say the outcome of your effort, I mean your effort in all aspects in life. As a youngster, contentment is a virtue. We need to put it in place, irrespective of your status in life, for you to have a happy life. A satisfied someone, a contented someone, is someone who embraces, who accepts the little, no matter how negligible it may be. You accept it because it's from your honest effort. Is someone who is satisfied with the result of his effort in his academics, in every aspect of his life. I mean, every aspect of your life. So this is very, very important for you to live a good life. You must what? Be satisfied with what you have. As I'm still on this satisfaction, that's why I want to let you know that a contented person has this quality of satisfaction. That is being able to accept what he or she has. That is not going extra mile in the wrong way. A contented person is someone who is satisfied with with the result of his effort, without going extra mile in the wrong way to improve his results. Why will you do what you need not to do? Being satisfied is not being a mediocre. You need to be great in life. You need to go greater in life. That is by going extra mile. That's by going extra mile in the right way. But a contented person, a person whose heart desire is to live a happy life, that is a contented person, is someone who does not go extra mile in the wrong way just because to improve to improve the result of his effort. For you to become greater, you must go extra mile. That is accepted. But how are you going this extra mile? That is, you don't need to do the wrong things. That is wrong things in order to improve the results of your effort. That which your effort gives you, accept it. That's what makes you contented. That is what makes you a satisfied being. And we need this satisfaction. This satisfaction, we need it. Because that is what makes someone a contented being. For us to live a happy life, we must accept these concepts, we must accept these principles. Because the truth is that we all need to know that life is an echo. Life is an echo. And life is nature. We can't cheat nature. Artists say that what we do today will bring back the result in future the way we are doing it. Because you cannot expect to harvest, let me say, cassava after you have planted a yam. No, it doesn't work either way. And that is the reason why we need what? We need to do things in the wrong way to improve the result of our honest effort, because those things we are doing will definitely bounce back. Life can never be cheated. The things we plant today will grow. Our actions are just like seeds. Nature cannot be cheated. That is why I want us to be very, 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 very careful. That is, satisfaction does not make you a mediocre. I'm not saying you should embrace the mentality of mediocrity. What I'm trying to establish is that we should not do wrong things because we want to improve the outcome of our effort, our honest effort. Because there's nothing hidden. Everything we do, consider the fact that life is nature. I consider the fact that is life is nature. And consider this fact, we need to be very, very careful. Like nature is something we cannot cheat. Kind of an echo, it always comes back. I love saying that our actions are seed, and we can't cheat nature. And that is why we need to be very, very careful in all we do. So now, the second quality of someone who is contented is lack of envy. No, it's not to be envious. As a contented human being, you need to be very, very careful with what you have. You need not to measure your standard based on the standard of others. You don't look at people's position and you want to use it to estimate yours. No, doing that you are not contented human being. Yeah, you need not to be envious. You need to put envy aside. Put it aside. That is a quality of a contented human being. For you to live a happy life, for you to live very okay in life, you need to put envy aside, because your ability to be okay with what you have makes you live better. Put envy aside. The third one is humility. A contented person is a humble person. Yeah. For you to be contented, you need to be humble. For you to know what you need to know to improve your life, to have a good result in life after your efforts, you need to be humble enough to learn. Knowledge is power. Without being humble, you can't learn. Humility is one of the virtues we need to learn, and knowledge is one of the things we need. Knowledge is one of the things we need in order to do the right thing, and the right things are the things we need to do to have a good result. So it starts from being what humble. Humility is a virtue. It's it can even make you live a happier. That's humility. Let me use Christ as an example. He was also humble. He brought himself down for our sake. That is the kind of humility we need to aspire for. We need to be humble. All these I'm saying is for our good. It's for us to live a good life in the nearest future as these 21st century youngsters. We can't live without being humble, can you? Meanwhile, we need this knowledge to do things we need to do. That is, I'm not being discriminative. I'm not. This is for everybody. That's for you to improve in your life. For you, that is irrespective of financial status. You need to be humble to learn because none is born with the whole knowledge he or she needs to live a good life, irrespective of where he's born, where he is born, or where he or she is from. You need what? Humility. So the fourth quality of someone who is content is what? Discipline. That's the ability, your ability to do the right thing at the right time, even though that displeases you. That is doing the right thing at the right time, even though you don't feel like doing them. So all I'm saying here, I'm just centralizing my discussion on what contentment. So we are still on the second subheading. That is who is contented. That's the qualities of someone who is contented. So you need to be what? Discipline enough. It takes discipline to learn because we need to learn. To what? We need to learn in order to have knowledge. The knowledge needed to do the right things. Meanwhile, the right things are the things we need to follow in life. The right actions, because actions are seed. And that's why we need to put them in place to have a better future. I'm sounding this to youngsters. Contentment is the anchor of my discussion. So, the fourth quality is abhorrence of greed and corruption. We will not be selfish. We need to watch. We need not to be selfish. Not to be greedy. As a contented person, you must be okay with what you have and must consider others as well. And as a result, you are what? Planting a seed that can help you tomorrow. So, the third subheading of this discussion is what? Why do we need to be contented? Why do we need to be contented? The truth is that we need to be contented because we need to be happy. That is why there's a saying that harvest of peace is produced from the seed of contentment. Why do we need to be contented in life? We need to be contented in life because we need to be happy. Happiness starts from contentment. That's why we need to be contented. Because our action today determines our tomorrow. And if we're taking action born out of discontentment, what I'm telling you now is that those actions will ruin your happiness. Take actions as a contented being. And that's why Billy Graham said that happy is a person who has learned the secret of being content with whatever life brings him and has learned to rejoice in the simple and beautiful things around him. That is his own version of contentment. As Billy Graham, that's what he said. So that's the reason why we need to be contented. That's the reason why we need to be contented. We need to be happy. Because it is when we are contented that we are able to take actions that holds good outcomes tomorrow. And the truth is that I love saying that there's no action that can't grow. Actions are seed. People love saying that. Some people will assume that things happening to them today are just happening. No, the fact I'm trying to establish now is that things happen, things happen because actions have been taken. You know, things happen because of the actions we took yesterday. For example, you are in, let me say you are in SS3 right now. You are in SS3 right now just because you took an action to enter JSS1. So I'm just trying to condemn the notion that is in some people, the notion that things happen because they ought to happen or things happen because they are ordained to happen. No, it's not like that. It's a misconception. What I'm trying to establish now is that our actions today will have play in our future. Yes, actions today will have play in our future. They will play in our future. For example, let me say, assuming you are in a marketplace and someone harassed you in a marketplace, or you are insulted in a marketplace. I'm just giving an illustration. Then, will you tell me that the person harassing you is harassing because the action the person took was ordained to take the action? No, the harassment wasn't ordained, or it wasn't. It would not happen. It happened because you are there. And why were you even there? You are in that place that you were harassed. You are in the place that you are harassed because you took actions that made you to be there. The point I'm writing to is that nothing just happened in life. Everything happened because of previous actions. So we need to ditch the action, the notion, the misconception that some things happen to us because they ought to happen. No, that is a fallacy. And that is why as a youngster we need to be very, very careful in what we do. And that is why I'm centralizing my discussion on contentment. Because contentment, I know, is very, very, it's a vital virtue. It's a virtue that if you embrace, you know how you take your actions. It's out of discontentment I see that most youths take some decision today that whose that will make them know, that will ruin their happiness in future. So what I'm trying to say, that we should be contented with what we have. So for the sake of happiness, try to be contented in all you do. So the third subheading is, why do we need to be contented? All right, okay, we have discussed that. How do you know you are contented? And then how do you know you are contented? And then how do you become contented? You can know that you are contented when you don't try to improve the results of your effort. When I say the result of your effort, I mean your effort in every aspect of life. Is in your academics, is in your pursuit. Our point now is a life that we need to live to have happiness, to live a good life in future as a youngster. So you know that you are contented when you don't take actions, or when you don't go extra mile in a wrong way just because you want to improve the results of your effort. You're a kind that is happy with the outcome of your effort, your honest effort. That is how you know that you're happy. I'm not discouraging the fact that we need to go extra mile in life, because it's going extra mile that makes us great. That is, it's. I'm not trying to impute the mentality of mediocrity into us. I'm not discouraging going extra mile. What I'm discouraging now is that going extra mile in the wrong way. We all know what is wrong. Why am I even saying all this? Is for our own good, because of our own happiness as a youngster. We need not to ruin our happiness. Why? Because we want to improve our today's results. Actions are seed, and I'm still sounding this. Happiness is not based on your financial status. Happiness is based on your actions. Happiness is not based on where you are born or where you are from. Happiness is based on your actions today as a youngster. Because everything we are doing as a youngster today, we are planting seeds. Yeah, we are planting seeds. That's why I am encouraging contentment. There are many things we need to follow, but contentment is the anchor of the discussion. As a youngster, any action you take is a seed. That's why you need to be very, very careful. You need to be very contented. Don't try to do extraordinary things in a wrong way because you want to improve your financial life. Because actions are seed. Actions are seed. So now, how do you become contented? Now, to become contented, there are some things we need to follow to become a contented human being. One, giving happiness a priority. That is, if you know, if you want to become contented, you give happiness a priority. If you share happiness in life, you do your possible best to ditch actions that are contrary to that of a contented being. That is, if at all you know that happiness is a priority in your life, yeah, that is how to become contented in life. Ditch words. You need to ditch. Sorry, you need to ditch discontentment. Now, two, expect less than you do. You need to expect less than you do. Yeah. It's when we expect much from our effort, and maybe assuming we expect much from our effort, and the outcome is somewhat negligible compared to our expectation. What do you think will happen? We would love to do some things that will improve our result, and that's why we need to expect, to always, not just to expect, but to always respect. Sorry, to always expect less than we can do. Don't over expect in your actions. Everything I'm saying is pertaining to every aspect of life. Yeah, I'm not limiting it. To become contented, there's another thing we need to follow. Just we need to ditch pretense, not to be in pretense. Don't pretend to be whom you are not. Because pretend to be whom you are not, I know at a particular point in time, you always try to do things to maintain the way you are known to people. Why you are not such a person? So trying to maintain the way you are known to people after you might have pretended, trying to know, try to maintain the way you are known to people. It makes you to take some actions you know not to take, and actions are seed. Ditch pretense. The fourth one, to become contented, humorous words. Let me give you this. Is it Matthew chapter 6, verse 33? That is said, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 holds what it takes to become contented. Thank you for listening. Please, contentment is a virtue. As a youngster, we need to put it in practice. Put contentment in place. Embrace it and buy it. Thank you once again for watching. I'm still your friend, Emmanuel Meg. Please, if you know that this is beneficial and we all need it as youngsters, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Emmanuel Meg. You also like my page, Emmanuel Meg, to have more of this kind. To have things of this kind, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Emmanuel Meg. Like my page on Facebook, Emmanuel Meg. And then if you know that it's very important for others to hear, for other youngsters to hear this, and to have more of this kind, I plead you share if you know it is wise and it is beneficial. Thank you. God bless you.